Hello, good morning. This one's about Starmer and the likelihood that we get him standing down, um, which is, it's going to be hard for this guy to keep surviving. Although he must know where the bodies are buried, mustn't he? His time in the CPS, all of the people that were protected by him from stopping Savile seeing the inside of a court, because Savile would have just blabbed about all of the elite establishment types, the lords, the earls, the police chiefs, the ministers who were um, enjoying his services of fresh young meat. So Starmer has done his time there. That's how he earned his role now, by playing the game. The benevolence of evil. I struggle with that word. Um, and he's obviously clinging on to power. And so there's me wondering, at what stage do they sit him down and say, look, here's your options, right? Yeah, you could probably take some people down, but perhaps something will happen to you. Perhaps there'll be some more rent boys come and firebomb you, and certainly the media is chomping at the bit to come out with this story, right? They all want to publish this story about the rent boys. And I think they'll say to him eventually that you stand down, and we'll protect you as much as we can, but you've got to take this one for the team. It doesn't help Labour the fact that they haven't got anyone of any competence to challenge him. So this leads me to the main point of this video is, so follow me down the rabbit hole here. And this was something that Andrew Bridgen said a while ago. Now, Bridgen got his timeline wrong because he said it was imminent, but it's still logical. His point was that in order to save the establishment and keep the establishment in power, Starmer may call a snap election, because that will hand the election to probably a coalition between Reform and the Conservative parties. I mean, the Conservative Party, the turd that won't flush, how are they still relevant? Boggles, absolutely boggles the mind, but they still are. But that is keeping control, power in the establishment, unless you are still thinking that Reform are anti-establishment. You got to really think about why you still believe that, because they absolutely are. They're showing you with everything they do that they have been completely captured by the establishment. So I suppose that's where my thought process leads. And again, I'm going to say, let me know, what Winston, what are you on about? Or yeah, maybe you're onto something there, or it's obvious. I don't know, but Starmer is not there on merit. None of them are, really. Every now and again, you get like Andrew Bridgen. He was genuinely there on merit. Was a good man that was actually doing what he could for his community, and actually, he was the only one that was speaking out against the jabs and everything like that. So, I hope Restore bring him into the fold. I know they said they wouldn't have any sort of people that have previously been in government, but he certainly proves that he wasn't establishment, right? The way they went after him. But yeah, none of them really are there on merit. They're all controlled. They're all there just to do as they're told, tweet what they're told to tweet, read the speech that's written for them, whatever, this is your opinion now. And they dutifully follow, because they're not very capable, but they're obviously all just completely selfish, like narcissists that wouldn't ever have a chance of getting that sort of money off their own back, through their own sort of talent. So they'll all play along eventually. They'll all just do as they're told, because there's dirt on all of them. I mean, that is the point of people like Epstein, and don't imagine that Epstein's the only one. No one gets there unless they have juice on them. We control you. This is the information that will come out if you don't do as you're told. So I just think, at some stage, Starmer's going to be told, isn't he? Stand down or call an election. Either one, keeping control for now within the establishment. If we do get a coalition between reform and the Conservative Party, I don't think that government serves its term. And I think by the point when then people realise, reform, we're still not getting what we want. We're still, the boats still come, or the hotels have still got migrants in, or now they're moving the migrants into, the housing estate down the road. And now it's on my doorstep. No matter where you are, no matter which leafiest part of the country you can be in, you will be enriched. Like the people of Epsom, Surrey are finding out. By the way, how long is it going to be before that boils over and some local men snap and say they've had enough and start taking action into their own hands? And I don't encourage it. Obviously, you've got to be very aware of things like that, things that I say on this channel. I don't encourage it. Don't do that. But it's going to happen, isn't it? People are going to just snap, and this thing could just boil over. Hey, maybe that's something that takes a bit of heat off Starmer, because he can then stand up and say how disgusting it is that the far right are rioting and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, I don't know. Long winding video. I didn't mean to talk about that at the end. But let me know in the comments. How mental am I? See you soon. Bye.